So the next one is ISA 701, communicating key audit matters in the independent auditor's report. So what are key audit matters? So key audit matters are those matters of audit significance under ISA 260 and 265, included which are in the audit report. ISA 701 requires the auditor to determine the KAM from the matters communicated to those charged with governance, and having already formed an opinion on the financial statement, communicate those matters to the shareholders and other users to the financial statement by describing them in the audit report before reporting them as KAMs to TCWG, those charged with governance. So basically, as I told you in our above communication, we would communicate certain significant findings from the audit, such as accounting policy chosen, difficulties encountered during the audit, or matters which with the oversight of financial reporting purposes. From these items, we will select our key audit matters. So we communicate to those charged with governance, and we filter those items, and what are those which have ultimate significance which require to be presented in the audit report are the ones we choose. There could be certain other small things also which we might feel that we don't have to report it to the audit report, but it could be the same as well. Whatever we reported to those charged with governance, same thing can be also reported in the key audit matter. But not everything might get reported. Only significant items which have been communicated to those charged with governance and formed an opinion on it will be communicated to the shareholders and other users of the financial statements. Majorly key audit items would include those which having significant risk. So the significant risk are definitely the ones which actually requires matters that requires a significant attention for the auditor, right? So definitely that will be part of the key audit matters. So the auditor should keep appropriate document of all the KAMs. Those are those matters, KAMs are those matters in the auditor's professional judgment were most significant for the current period financial statements. They are required for all the listed entities. So the audit KAM report is required for all the listed entities and are part of the standard unmodified report. So they are part of the standard unmodified report. So just because we have a KAM doesn't mean that the report is modified or the opinion is modified. Or opinion being modified is separate to that having key audit matters. Even if we have unmodified opinion, we will include key audit matters. Matters requires the auditors to use professional judgment for identification of KAMs. Certain items are which could be material, complex and subjective items, especially any associated misstatements. Matters where the auditor encountered difficulty or required extra audit effort, so where they had to spend quality amount of time and had extra audit effort to form a conclusion. Areas where audit procedures were difficult to apply or where several issues were converged are also part of the KAM. So technically all these three things actually suits the significant risk part of our audit risk. So we will be able to easily identify in planning stage itself what might be possible key audit matters, because the moment we start the audit, we identify items of significant risk in our planning and risk assessment stage. During that stage itself, we would be able to identify, okay, this is going to be a complex item. To give you a very simple example, a simple one example is for a bank. If you are auditing a bank, expected credit loss provision is a key audit matter. If you are auditing a manufacturing company, for example, let's say for example, manufacturer of cars, let's say Toyota, what will be a key audit matter? Inventory, certain provisions which they create for inventory, provisions on inventory or net realizable value of inventories. And definitely, Toyota manufacturing company sells their products through agencies. So transferring those inventories to the agencies, how they are reported, that could be a key audit matter. Like, because their inventories with the Toyota itself, they are just selling through the agents. So it's there, even the cars will be with the agent, but it will be the inventory of Toyota. So even though it is With the agent, the inventory the agent holds is of Toyota, so it has to be reported with Toyota itself. So those are called as inventory held by third parties. So that could be a key audit matter. For companies like Amazon, retailers, again inventory could be a key audit matter. Provision of inventory could be a key audit matter. Wholesalers, receivables could be a key audit matter. For wholesale companies, receivables, allowance for receivables could be a key audit matter. So depending upon company to company and industry to industry, the key audit matter reporting and what matters will be reported in KAM can change. But on an overall level, it is, immediately it is identifiable. And it should be obvious that the key audit matters not just difficult areas of financial reporting. The decision making frameworks looks like this. So how do they identify the key audit matters? With a filtering funnel, you first start with matters which that were communicated to those charged with governance. From that, you select the matters that required significant audit attention. Those will be part of your key audit matters. The matters with most significant. The KAM will be disclosed in key audit matters section under the auditor's report, stating why they are assessed as KAM and how they are addressed during the audit. So if you remember, this is what we are going to write it in our exam for all our audit risk. So if you want to learn how to explain your audit risk, you can also open various companies' annual report and read the audit report and read the key audit matters. You get certain ideas on how you can improve your language. It's just a suggestion, not a compulsion. If you want to improve your language, you can use that. I will show you one before we conclude this particular call. Before we conclude this particular lesson. I will show you one before we conclude this particular lesson of what are the key audit matters which are reported in an actual audit report. It is extremely unlikely that there will be no KAMs. So it's going to be, situation that there will be a KAM. It's very unlikely in a situation that there won't be a KAM at all. And also remember that KAM is not emphasis of matter paragraph. It's a separate paragraph. Certain items which are already entered in KAM need not be emphasized because you're anyway sending it to the same person. He doesn't have to read it twice. Further, going concern uncertainty. If there is a company is having an uncertainty of going concern, it has to be highlighted in our report. But it's not reported in KAM. There is a specific paragraph for going concern uncertainty, which I already showed you initially, that there will be another paragraph called as going concern, where we'll be discussing about if there is any uncertainty, what are the uncertainty relating to going concern.